Hello there, Danielle. How are you? Thank you for joining me. I just came on. We're waiting for others to come. Symptoms of a battered spirit. That's very serious. Symptoms of a battered spirit. By a narcissist. That is very, very serious. Let's get this right. Symptoms of a battered spirit by a narcissist. Hello there, everyone. All right, Danielle, they're coming in. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me on today. I am looking forward to what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about symptoms of a battered spirit. Okay, Danielle, we can rock and roll. Hello there, Ernestine. Good job, Danielle. Because when you forgive, it's not for them. It's for you. You forgive your offender so you can stay free, not so they can be free. So yes, we have to forgive. Narcissists, that doesn't mean we have to go back to them, but we do have to forgive them. Lady T, that's why we have to forgive them. When they intentionally harm us, we get out of the arena of harm, but we make sure we forgive them, because when you hold grudges, that's not going to hurt them, it's going to hurt you. All right. Yeah, that's not going to harm them. It's going to harm you. And you need to stay free. And you need to make sure that you are free. Let me see. Where the logo goes on. Okay. Well, we're getting ready to go forward. When we talk about you having a damaged spirit, that is really serious, because that's the core essence of who you are. Thank you, Danielle. I'm so glad you came on early. Because when you have a damaged spirit is harder to heal than a damaged soul. A damaged spirit is harder to heal than a damaged soul. With a damaged soul, it's difficult because your mind, your will, and your emotion. But with a damaged spirit, that is the core of who you are. You feel like everything is wrong. You feel like you don't have a reason to exist. You feel like you don't have a reason to live. And it seems hopeless. And when you damage the spirit, it takes a lot more time to heal. And what the narcissist does, he goes through the soul first. She said, I'm still angry. I have prayed to God, but I'm still the same. Because you got to make up in your mind, Lady T, to let go. If you don't let go, you'll have all those emotions. And the thing is, how are you hurting a narcissist? You're not. You're hurting yourself. Because as you hold those grudges, things are happening in your body, your blood pressure, your mind, your emotions, and you are hardening against other people who have not done anything to you. So when you forgive, when you let go, you will be angry over some things when you think about what they've done. But you have to make up in your mind, I'm not going to allow you to still control me, away from me. How long have you been away from the narcissist? How long have you been away from the narcissist? Lady T, how long has it been since you've been away from the narcissist? And most of us, if you was ever misused, you was ever damaged, she said, okay, 5 years. See, Lady T, it takes time to heal. Lady T, are you in therapy? Are you talking to a therapist and a life coach? Are you talking to anyone? Or are you doing this on your own? It's harder when you're doing it on your own. Okay, Danielle is in your hands. Got a lot coming through here. When you are on your own, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. It's very difficult because the only insight you have is your insight. The only insight you have is your experience. There is no one to make you see any other reason. And you have to see another reason. You have to get more insight than just your insight. Because your insight going to only go to what you went through. And what you went through is not going to be enough to regulate your emotions, regulate your mind. Nobody believes me. Oh, there are people who will believe you. Because people go through that. We have 900 people sometimes on this live. They believe you because they don't went through it. You are not by yourself. You're not by yourself, T. And it's crazy. And I know it was crazy. And based on the type narcissist was, because all narcissists going to take you through tricks. But based on whether they're malignant, psychopath, whether they are overt or covert, whether they are, what am I trying to say here? Whether they are only involved, because there are some narcissists that only handle the psychological effect. You got somatic narcissists. They are just only concerned about what you look like, what they look like, not what you look like. If you make them look good, they're concerned because you have to make them look good. Then they're concerned how you look. And then when you have the cerebral narcissist, he likes the education aspect. She said, what did God allow these people to harm good folk? She said, and I'm in a nervous wreck. He was a covert narcissist. I know, baby girl, but when he was chosen, when he was selected, you didn't know you were selecting all the damage. You didn't know you were selecting who he was. And they have traits. They don't want to change. They want you to change. And if you stay with them long enough, 5 years is a long time to be with a narcissist. And I'm quite sure every fiber of your being was affected. Your mind, your spirit, your goals, your emotions. If you had kids, did you have any children by him? Lady T, did you have any children by him? Because even the children can be affected. And then, whether or not you were the first family. Now, sometimes they totally prefer another family over their own family. 6 adult kids. Oh, yeah. Hello there, Karen, Cluster B Free. Karen, how are you? Oh, yeah, you were affected, and so was the kids. I remember you telling me about a funeral. Was that you talking about the funeral and his family didn't want y'all at the funeral? And they didn't want the kids to see their dad? Was that you, T? And he had a whole new family that he had started? That's me, yeah. See, not only did you have to handle what he did in his life, it was still messy in his death. That's why you have to forgive and release yourself. You angry because you won't release yourself. Because nothing you do is going to hurt him. Nothing. But it can hurt you. It can hurt you physically. Your body can pay the price for it. You don't want your body paying the price for someone for a situation who would never change. And see, this is what we're talking about when your spirit breaks. When your spirit breaks, you may need some help. You need a good therapist that deals with narcissists and you specialize with narcissists. Then you need a good life coach that will help you get through this. My dad keeps touching me because God tells him to. Okay, so y'all can take care of that. We got a lot of trolls, y'all. We're going to clear the ports of the trolls. And we're going to keep moving because we have exactly 1 hour to do what we do. All right? And we're going to have all of the moderators to keep us online. To keep us on point. All right, moderators. We're going deeper in. Because Lady T is making a good point. I wonder where is his soul? Well, what we need to do right now is be concerned about your soul. We got to get rid of that anger, princess. You see what? Let's get rid of Cal because he is just ridiculous. He is ridiculous. So the reason you're angry because you keep regurgitating what you've been through. You keep reminiscing on what you've been through. And the fact he had another family that didn't allow you or permit you to see him. And he has 5 adult kids or 6 adult kids. And they didn't want you to see him in his death. And he probably didn't acknowledge them in the will. And that's something you have to live with. But you have to let him go. Because nothing you do is going to change what you've been through. It's not going to take away what you've been through, but it can add. It can add because you can have all kind of physiological things to occur in your body. Thinking about him, stomach upset, brain fog, reminiscent, and it can really mess you up. And that's why I was saying when the narcissists want to break your spirit, they're very, very intentional. You cannot allow him to have power and authority from the grave. You cannot. He didn't. He didn't, but the kids affected. his family is still picking. You know what? What happens is keep the family away from him. Tell the family, don't respond to phone calls. Don't respond to anything over the internet. Don't answer them. Stay clear. Because all it's going to do is cause a situation of pain. Tell your kids to stay clear. Yeah. There's nothing you can do. Their family is probably narcissistic. You are probably the scapegoat family. So if you're the scapegoat gets blamed for everything. You are never going to be in the white. With a narcissist, you are either black or white. And when you're in the black, in this circumstance, they keep you in the black. Tell your kids to move on. You have to go to therapy. Get them some therapy. Because staying where they are. His mother is really nasty. I remember she told me that's why my mother is dead. Now, you see what I mean, lady? Lady T, you're reminiscing. That's not going to help you. All the words she said was to hurt you. All the words she said was to devastate you. All the words she said was to make you feel less than a woman, less than a good mother, make you think you failed as a wife, and it wasn't you failing as a wife. It was his failure as a husband. But what happened? You'll take on all this. Her words should not still have that much influence, that much impact. They should not. Because once you know they do, she's not going to stop. She's going to use it to her advantage. And as long as you hurt, she's getting you back for her son. She's probably angry. Her son is gone. So she can't use him. She can't get the benefits of him being alive. So you're going to pay the price if you listen to her. Let those words go. There's nothing you're going to do with those words. You or your children. You can't use them. They're not going to strengthen your children. They're not going to help your children. They're not going to bring her back. Her son was murdered. Okay? You don't know what happened. You don't know what he did. But you can move on, right? You have to move on. Because ain't no telling who he hurt. And then somebody obviously wanted to hurt him. Because they unalived him. Lady T, you have to move on. You cannot stay in the past. You cannot say what you could have done because you can't do it. You cannot say maybe if this could have happened, it would have been this way. You can't say that. Why? Because it's over. And you can't go back and undo nothing that was done. Nothing. You or the children. The family has refused to accept them. So no matter how you try to please them, they don't want to be involved. They don't want you in their life. You didn't do anything wrong. Lady T, you loved, you cared. You was probably discarded. They got another family, grew another family, and he chose not to interact with his family. And no matter how the kids love their father, they have to love him in their heart because their father has moved on and they need to move on. And if it's hard to move on, that's proof you got to get therapy. That's proof you need a therapist that knows about NPD, narcissist personality disorder. Because damage left by them can be very secure, very severe, and permanent. You got to be able to handle that mind. You got to be able to handle that residual. Because nothing is going to change. You can't bring him back. You can never bring him back. No matter how you want to, you can't. But you can bring back your emotions. You can bring back your life. You can bring back your mind. You can bring back your dreams. You can do that for you. You can't do it for him or his family. You can't make them accept you. They don't want to. Anytime she tell you that's why your mother's dead and that's good, that can't be good. I'm going to be honest, but no disrespect. I said at first good for him and all the damage he caused. Of course you said that because you spoke out of your anger. You spoke out of, I didn't get a chance to get my revenge. Of course you said that. But you don't have to keep that statement. You don't have to keep that mindset. There is deliverance. And you can recognize, you know, he was what he was. He was a narcissist, an inability to change. He had very deep concern issues. We never had a real relationship. I really never knew him because who he was kept changing. And then who he become, I didn't know. So the best thing to do, baby girl, is to clear your mind. Let me clear my mind. Let me clear my head. Let me work on my emotions. Let me forgive. Because God, you say if I forgive him, you forgive me. I'm angry. Talk about it. I'm angry because he did this. He said this. He abandoned me and my kids. Made it very difficult for me. Okay, let it go. Free associate. Express that. And once you express it, you say, look, I don't have to stay here because I'm not going to allow you to control my emotions, my mind, and my spirit from the grave. I'm not going to let you, because if I let you do it, I'm going to impact my children. Why? Because I'm going to influence them with what I feel. I'm going to influence them with my inability to go on. My inability to be productive. Because I think something was taken from me. So I feel like I'm going to be non-productive. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to be there. That doesn't mean you don't have all the pain. Sometimes you got to go through the process of pain. If there's never been counseling, you've never seen a psychiatrist or a therapist, you never had a life coach. And see, well, what you've been through and what you're going through, you need a therapist. And a life coach is an addition, an alternative, but not a psychiatrist, not a therapist. You need their professional help to help you get through this. 5 years, and you still there. 5 years, you still feel the pain. 5 years, every cut, every sabotage and lie, all of them in use, and it's only been 5 years. She says a process after process. Therapy is a must. Absolutely. Absolutely. You cannot do this without it. And the fact that it's elongated, it's still going on, let you know you have to have this. You have to have this therapist. Because it's going to be your healing process. Do you know that when you recover, you revisit? You revisit all of the places that cause you to stumble, all of the places that cause you to cry. You revisit places that made you feel less than human. But you have to revisit to recover. You have to revisit to recover. But once recovery starts, it starts chipping away at those different holes. Lady T, get The Essential Aristocratic Woman by Bishop Cathy, available in Amazon, Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble. This book will help you rebuild yourself. Yeah, that one, and The Indelible Woman also. Free to Be Me said I had to learn and accept that people have the right to not love me, and that's okay. She said people have the right to do what they want, and I have the right to move on. It was painful, but I got it now. Absolutely. Lady T, I just found out about NPD. His mom had me locked up, and his wife, and they did a lot, tried to get me admitted to a mental hospital, and they falsely had me arrested. That's all the reason, Lady T. Leave that family alone. They are hostile, they're polluted, they're malignant. Leave them alone and move on. You got 5 or 6 beautiful children that will love you, that will honor you, that will care for you. And they probably need therapy themselves. And remember, you just got denied at a funeral, so it's still going on. But she cannot have you locked up now because there's nothing that ties you into him. Your kids are grown. Excuse me. Yes, we have to. Let me see what Danielle said. Yes, we have to repeat process, especially the process. Excuse me. The processes we missed and didn't complete. Excuse me. And that is so true. It's like taking a kid, putting them in the 1st grade and never putting them in kindergarten. Free to Be Me, thank you for joining us. You know, they're in school, but they didn't learn the basics. Sometimes what we didn't learn was the basics because most of us came out of dysfunctional families. We never learned to love the way God intended for us to love. So it can be very difficult when you fall in love and you give them everything. You give them everything. We're going to talk about, too, in one of the rooms, the sacrifice of the altar. The narcissist turned my oldest 2 daughters against me. Those not his children, the kids I had by him, is angry. That's why help is necessary. Because they will stay angry. You don't want him to become a martyr where he is glorified in his unaliveness and you are hindered in your aliveness. Your kids are hindered because somebody going to get the fallout. Somewhere this anger is going to be released. Come on, y'all. We got 20 minutes. Somewhere this anger is going to be released. And I know, Lady T, I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's not easy. But it's possible. It's possible. You can get over this. No matter what comes up against you, no matter how it comes up against you, you can get over this. You don't have to stay in this place, and neither do your children. Even if you have to look for programs that offer their service to you pro bono. There are programs, but you have to do your homework because there are programs that will offer help to families that has been affected by narcissist situationship. You've been affected, your kids been affected, you angry, the kids angry, and then the parents and his family coming against you. You're not going to be accepted. You can't force them to accept you. You cannot force acceptance. You cannot. And usually when you've been blackballed, they keep you blackballed. You are in the black and they don't want to turn it white. And everybody they come in contact with, they want to do a smear campaign. They're not going to let people think well of you. They're going to put pressure on them to speak evil of you. Because once you are in the black, you are smeared. The best thing to do is what we said, Lady T. Take your family, pick them up, get them therapy, see where they hurt, see how to heal them everywhere they hurt, even in their adulthood. She said they're still, don't answer them. Of course they're still attacking you. They'll continue the son's work. Don't answer them. Don't answer their emails. Don't answer their texts. Don't answer them. Don't answer them at all. You don't have to respond to them. If it's a number you recognize, if you recognize their number, don't respond. If it's a number you don't recognize, they call from another, don't respond. Because whatever they say is going to be evil. And sometimes because you care so much for him, you just want to hear something that is an extension to him. You don't want to hear his family. You don't want to hear them because they're not positive. It's going to be negative. You don't want negative connotations stuck in the mind of your children. Every time they think about it, they think about those negative words over and over again. Don't answer the phone. Nobody can make you answer the phone. Any situations dealing with him, separate. Separate. He's buried. He's gone. Now you got to move on, or you can stay stuck, because what they want to do is torment you so you can stay stuck, and they can see that it's working. You're angry, you're mad. They can see that. They can hear that if you're responding to them. So they're going to keep up the course because their objectivity is to leave you wounded, leave you hurt, leave you where you feel like you want to unalive yourself. That's what they want to do. And you cannot allow that. You have so much more to give, you and your sons, that you can give plenty, and you don't need that. So what you have to do is separate yourself from them, and they got to really become non-existent in your mind. They become non-existent in your mind. When you think about them, put another thought in their place. When you want to talk about them, put another thought in this place. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You're going to speak what you're thinking. Think about something else. When you're home, get involved in other things that's going to occupy your time. Don't stay there. Don't you stay there. You make sure that you're busy. Even if you have to go to an arts and crafts shop, go to the museum, make out a calendar for you, write a book that will occupy you probably for weeks and months. Do the research on the book that you're writing. You will stay literally occupied for weeks and months. The kids that are not angry, talk to them, fellowship with them while you're praying for the children that are angry. Because life is huge. It's big. But when you are wounded, see, you got a wounded spirit. And that's what I'm talking about, a wounded spirit. And sometimes you just want to get back. You say, I just want to be justified. I just want to get them back. 21 in the chat. Hit that like, family. Amen. Hit that like button, everybody. Hit it. Easy way to show your support. God bless you. And invite. Who do you know is hurting? Who do you know need help? Because they can't seem to close the door. Every time they close the door, the situation, the problem, put their foot in the door where you can't close it. You can't go beyond this. Lady T, it is not an easy job. It's difficult. But when you go to the store, clear out everything and just watch yourself shop. Get the things you need. Get the things your children need. Stay focused. Welcome all of the subscribers. Thank you for your support. Invite others by sharing the channel. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good job. All right. Lady T, did that help you? But you got to surrender away from these people. You got to keep them out of your mind. You got to keep them out of your life because you're never going to be happy with them. There is no happy with them because they're miserable and they need you miserable. And as long as you let them, they're going to do it. We got 10 minutes. Boy, where did that time go? Lady T, I pray that that helped you when you are still being tormented, when you are still being called. Karen says, the 3 dots at the top will show a thumbs up. Oh, good job. When you are still being tormented, they want to do it. They want to arrest you in their arena of misery. Don't respond. Don't activate because your son is not there. You don't need the mother-in-law. You married the son. Now the son has expired and you have to move on. Eventually, your kids with therapy, they will be able to move on. They will be able to go on. You have to fight for your sanity because if you're thinking about this all the time, it's going to enter your subconscious, which is going to enter your dreams. And next thing you know, you're going to be dreaming about him and you'll be thinking it's God and it's not God. It's your subconscious is filled with him. You are filled with fear. You are filled with what you've been through. You filled with the past. And you know your past is gone. There's nothing you can do about your past. Your future lies before you. You can do everything with your future. You can do everything with your future. Let go the past. Let go of yesterday. And sometimes when you're letting go, it's all you have. You feel like you don't have anything else. You feel like everything else was taken away from you. So you only have the past. And those are not good memories, but you have them. So you choose to hold on to the bad memories. So you can have at least some memories. But it's not good to hold negativity in your body, in your mind, in your dreams, in your goals. Because when you hold negativity, how are the children going to get beyond it? When mom is holding it, they see you holding it. If you can't get beyond it, they don't think they can. And the truth of it is, you got a whole big world, a whole big life out there. That doesn't include his family. That doesn't include him. And your children are all grown, able to make competent decisions. And really, you can live the dream of your life. All you got to do is make up in your mind that this decision is mine. All right? Lady T, I hope that we answer a lot of questions because we can sense your seriousness over the matter and the family torturing, tormenting you. Your son is not here. You're not obligated to the family. Feel a sense of release. Feel that freedom. Feel that freedom. Experience it. You can be empowered in the moment. You can be empowered in this place. Because whom the Son make free is free indeed. You can be free. No matter how you cry, Lady T, no matter how painful it is, you can be made free. All right, y'all. Our time is coming to a conclusion. That 1 hour went by so quickly. Lady T, I hope that this one was for you. This one was to strengthen you. This one was to build you. This one was to make you stronger. Don't respond. Don't answer them. You're not obligated to answer them. You do not have to do this. Join us on Clubhouse, Your Destiny Helper, Room for Effective Communication, hosted by Helen Sadler, on Tuesday at 7:45, 9:45 Central, 10:45 Eastern. You know, Lady T, one time I think you joined, but you was at work. I want you to join me there because I would love to hear your voice. And hearing the other women would be a blessing because you can hear them out loud. You can voice your words out loud. Sometimes you need to say it out loud. You know what I mean? Hey, this has been an awesome, that hour went by so quick. Oh my God. It seemed like we just got on. But thank you so much for joining me. I want you to join me next week. And I need you to be here. I'm going to try to be on at 10 o'clock next week, between 10 and 11. So join me on next week. And remember, when you break, when your spirit is broken, that is tremendous. But it's not the end of life. It's the beginning of a new era, a beginning of a new life, and the beginning of a new moment. You can overthrow everything you've been through, overcome everything they said about you. The little nasty smear campaigns will not bring you down because you recognize you are more powerful. I'm Helen Sadler, your destiny helper. Meet me back here next week. God bless you, everybody.